This edition of Sports Galore is proudly brought to you by Subway. And now, here's your hosts, Mark Allen and Adam Treloar.
G'day everybody, welcome to Sports Galore. My name's Mark Allen and this is Adam Treloar. Nice to see you, Adam.
You too, mate. Nice to see you again.
Hey, today, Man Cave's on the menu.
Yes.
Memorabilia as well, because we saw Jonathan Brown. But before we get to that, let's go back to last Thursday night. Disappointing for Collingwood supporters.
Yep.
Just when you look back on that game, what are your immediate thoughts?
Well, just inconsistent throughout the game. People speak about how we had good effort across the field. I think even right to the end of the game, our effort was there, but in patches when it wasn't there, that's what really let us down. Our goal kicking, obviously, there's a couple of times when we really could have put the foot on the throat and gone away with the leaderboard, but that wasn't to be. But full credit to Richmond. They defended well. Their pressure was really good. They said they were going to bring their pressure, and their pressure was good. But I think if you're going to take any positives out of it, it'd be throughout the game, our effort was there. But it was inconsistent, but it was there. So if we can make it consistent the way we did against the Bulldogs, but use the ball a little bit better going forward and convert our opportunities, it'll be a massive chance for us this week, knowing the Swannies have their backs against the wall as well as we do, because we're both 0-2. So we look forward to that, though. It's going to be a good clash.
Now, tell me this. It's been a while since Thursday, and there's been a lot of opinion and a lot of people's, people in the game, their observations. Some of them, I imagine, as a former professional sports person, would be hurtful. How do you deal when you hear this stuff?
When it's directed at the club, it's obviously not ideal, but that's just what's going to happen. And being such a rich and proud club in the Collingwood Footy Club, it'd be like any other big club out there. So you just try and don't listen to it. You know, there's a lot of guys out there that say they don't, read the papers and they don't listen to the radio, but that's what you tend to do. You just don't listen to it. You back your strengths, you back what you've trained and how we've trained over the off season, and try and bring that into the games, and know that you can look at the positives from the games. And like I said, our effort's been there in the first two games. It's just our consistency with it and going forward and trying to score and being clean with our ball. So if we bring that against the Swans on Friday, it'll go a long way to us playing really well and hopefully winning the game.
Yeah, we look forward to it. Friday night footy at the SCG. Very much looking forward to seeing the Pie Boys get out there and make amends. Hopefully get that win and get that 4 points ticking over, and away we go. Now, Jonathan Brown, the reason we're doing this.
Caves.
During the week, massive floods up in Brisbane, and Jonathan Brown's got a property up there. He's got a storeroom / man cave out the back. The rain came, washed everything away.
You shattered.
He found one, the 2001 Premiership Guernsey. His next door neighbour, former player, I think his last name's Mooney. I'll get his name in a tick.
Probably Cameron Mooney's cousin or something.
He found another one, and then another fella brought
one down the street, did he?
Right down the creek. So amazing situation up there.
It says boots, etc. going missing. I know, a lot of us have superstitions, and one of Brownie's superstitions was he had to wear a new pair of boots every single game.
What?
So he played.
Come on.
Sammy would know how many games he played.
How about the
probably
blisters?
played about 250 games.
Yeah.
Does that mean there's 250 boots that have gone missing? Because if that's the case, I would be like happy. No, go away. Don't need that.
How does it take you time to wear boots in?
Mate, I am the complete opposite. I'm still wearing boots from 2 years ago, but I need to change that. I am changing that.
Yeah.
Great friends at ASICS. But it's completely different to Jonathan Brown's boots. Mate, I couldn't do it. I just can't wear new boots because it squeezes my feet just that too tight, and I don't like wearing them. But Brownie wore it every single week. You couldn't believe it.
Apparently some players like loose-fitting boots. Others get really, really tight ones. Where were you? Just get them fitting?
No, I'm more on the loose end. I don't really like tight boots. It's funny because we're talking about superstitions when the show's about man caves, so superstitions maybe next week.
Righto. Well, let's get on to the man caves, because, I'm moving into a new house and I don't have a man cave, but my dream is to have a man cave. Let's go through some of the biggest sports stars in the world and find out. Now, Jimmy Johnson, NASCAR driver.
Yes, never heard of him, but
Listen to this.
Jimmy Johnson.
13,000 square foot man cave. It's an industrial area. Separate to his house. So he actually has to leave his house to get to his man cave. It features a bar, a poker table, a golf simulator. Got to get one of those. A driving simulator. So he's got the cars. He's just got it all.
Do you reckon he actually uses his house, or do you reckon he just stays in that?
I don't know. He might have his house for the wife and the kids, and he just nicks off to the man cave.
Probably.
This one, Jordan Spieth. Now, he moved into Hunter Mahan's house in 2014. Pool table, gym. He's got a basketball court. When I say a basketball court, it's a half court. It's unbelievable. And
a 12-car garage.
yeah, because 10-car garage just wasn't enough.
One car isn't enough, mate. Take your 12 cars.
12-car garage. Can you believe it?
Imagine what cars would be rolling in there as well.
Now, you read out LeBron James. I know you
LeBron
love the
James.
basketball.
Oh, no. This is like most players. Obviously, LeBron James, for guys who don't know him, he's probably the second greatest basketball player of all time behind Jordan.
Yeah.
But has a bowling alley in his house and his own
big's the
theatre,
house?
which allows him to watch 4 NBA, NFL games at once.
So he's got a split screen, and he can go, get 3 strikes
What a
in a row and
man.
get himself a little turkey
What a
as
man.
well.
How good
LeBron
is that?
James.
How
Here's
good
my
is that?
favourite. Here's my favourite.
it's
Listen,
ridiculous.
just got to listen for what's in his cupboard. Floyd Mayweather. He's 49-0 in his career, looking like he's going to fight
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, thank
That'd be
you.
awesome.
His man cave is got its own name, Big Boy Mansion.
Big boy.
Yeah, has its own Instagram account with over 175,000 followers.
You're joking me, aren't you, Sammy? You are joking me.
It features, get out of the way, Jordan Spieth, just get out of the way, $15 million worth of cars.
That's Grand Theft Auto there. That is Grand Theft Auto. Have you played that game? Have you played Grand Theft Auto on the Xbox?
Is it any good?
It's a very good game.
All right.
That's like my house in Grand Theft Auto, but in real life is ridiculous.
My kid's been asking for it. He's 7. Should I get it for him? Yeah?
No.
Daddy, yes? All right, Kelly, Grand Theft Auto
What's
coming
this
your
second
way.
one, Marco?
Touchscreen video games on his kitchen benches.
Come
What are
on.
you're eating your cornflakes, and what are you doing? Playing Space Invaders. What
Space
happens?
Invaders, mate. I reckon there's a few more games that I'd play ahead of Space Invaders.
Gallagher?
No.
Or that Gallagher?
Could be NBA 2K or FIFA or
Mate, when I was a kid, we had Pong. You know that game?
yeah, Smash Court Tennis Pro Tournament 2. They call it now. Smash Court Tennis where it's real players.
Is it? Smash Court Tennis.
Pro Tournament 2 and Topspin. Grand Slam Tennis 2, mate. There's
Really?
plenty.
Righto, it's gone a long way since
Oh.
Pong. A Fendi chandelier. Do you know what that is?
Never heard of a
A-
chandelier. That's a chandelier, isn't it? From the roof? It's a chandelier. I'm
Well, what's
pretty
the deal with a Fendi? What does that mean?
I don't
I imagine
know.
it's
I reckon it
expensive.
sounds expensive.
It's
so they
probably a
just chuck it in.
$500,000 chandelier. Now, this is the best bit about the big boy. What do you
Don't
call it
wish-
again?
The big boy mansion.
The big boy mansion.
Wish we could all have this,
A closet simply filled with cash.
as you do.
And he takes photos of it and Instagrams it regularly.
And chucks his 500k multis on and he's betting. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
Now, it's my turn for the You Wouldn't Believe It this week. All right, so get rid of that.
Oh, yep.
All right, you
Can't
cannot
look.
watch.
I can't look. I'll move it on.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., NASCAR driver of some fame, like one of the greats.
Do you know who he is? Or he,
No, he's a
it?
gun.
Okay, I never heard of
His
him,
old
but
man wasn't
I'm
bad
assuming
either, I
he's
think.
good.
Now, Earnhardt Jr. has not only a man cave, but his own miniature town.
Oh, I don't believe that for a second.
Well, hang on. He's made it up for himself, for his family and friends. Now, listen to what's in this town. Forget the man cave. This is in his man town. Whiskey River is on a 200-acre property and includes a saloon, a post office,
All right.
a pharmacy, a bank, a barbershop, a general store, a church, a hotel, a tree house, and jail cells for people who misbehave.
Does everything belong to him?
He's got his own town.
So does that bank?
It's all
Is that
his.
all his?
Yeah, it's all his.
All that money in there is his.
Listen,
All right, I'm listening.
he
I still don't
built
believe
the
it.
town for a place where he could host parties. Just all this.
Down to the jail and host a party down at the jail.
Forget about the nice little alfresco area at the back. He has built a town.
God. I love having a party at a post office. That sounds good as well.
So he can host parties, but he doesn't have to clean it up the next day.
Yeah, fair
That's
enough.
the whole reason
I'm
he
assuming he
built
has
this
cleaners.
town.
Does he have a cleaner? What are they called?
I imagine
Like
if he's
the
got his
laundry-
own church,
laundromat
hotel,
down
tree house, general store, barbershop,
Well, is it
bank,
true,
and
mate?
pharmacy, and
Is it
post
true?
office and saloon. That is a thumbs up from Sam.
That's a thumbs down from me. That's a joke. That can't be true. That cannot be true.
Dale Earnhardt. I'm going to Google that when we're finished. I want to have a look at his little town. Whiskey
All right,
River, it's
all right,
called.
We'll do that.
Righto, it's town for our great sponsor, Subway. Thank you
Oh,
again.
yes.
What's the famous Subway that you have all the time?
It is a large foot long. I haven't said the bread that I get.
Which
I
bread do you
used
get?
to get Italian herbs and cheese, but I don't think the dietitian would be too happy with that. 'cause
So
it's
where
too
have you gone
cheese.
to?
So I'll get wheat or multigrain. And they do these nice little multigrain wraps there as well. So I'll go the multigrain, but make sure it's meatballs, marinara sauce, no salads, cheese, toasted.
salad.
Ooh,
the most
beautiful.
important thing. Righto, it's the Subway Inside Story. AT,
Oh,
what do you got
yes.
for us from the boys?
Well, I've got another pre-season one.
Good.
Seeing as they were just off the end of it. Next week, I promise won't be a pre-season one.
Righto.
So we've got a sports strength and conditioning, couple of them. One is Chris Seville, who's an ex-power lifter, has a couple of records in powerlifting for his weight range. Right. And then we have a specialist weights guy. His name's Paulie. And
just Paulie.
We just call him Paulie.
Hey, Paulie, how are you?
Paulie. He's a monster.
Right.
Think Rocky Balboa, think Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Right.
He's like that.
Ivan Drago?
Who's that?
Rocky IV, the Russian guy.
Oh, I do know him. Yeah. Yes, I do. But
I must break you. That guy.
Anyway.
Right.
3 times this happened. And he doesn't run. I think he has a bodybuilding background. He doesn't train anymore, Paulie, but he's still a monster. He doesn't run. And last year, this happened last year, first off, we had a bench press off, and it was Paulie versus the team. And so if Paulie beat us, then we had to do some type of stupid little punishment he would have made up. Right. And we had to bench a certain amount, and everyone was struggling. But we got the man mountain, the man, Brodie Grundy. Right. Brodie Grundy, the strongest bloke in the AFL. We need to do 50 reps. I don't know what the weight was. So we've chucked Brodie on. He's monstered his way in, got to about 40. Thought he was going to fail. So we were preparing to do what we had to do. Didn't fail. Mind you, his last 5 reps were probably the worst looking reps I've ever seen. He was doing bridges.
Yes.
And so the punishment for Paulie was he had to run up the hill. I think it was a 5K hill. And when I say he doesn't run, like Marco, he doesn't run. No. I reckon
he's too big to run.
In the gym out there, he'd struggle to run from one end to the other. He had to do a 5K run. Generally with the guys, it'd probably take us about maybe half an hour, 40 minutes.
This is up a hill.
It was a bit like that.
Right.
Bit of an incline.
Right.
It took him probably 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours to finish. And then we had a session. Because he was putting us through these sessions later on in the Arvo.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do it because he couldn't walk. So he wasn't there.
Could the 5K run hurt him that much?
Because it hurt him that much, he didn't do it. And then it happened again this pre-season. Had to do 10 500 metres on the treaty because Blairy kicked the ball in the netball hoop. And then it happened again a month ago. We bet I think it was Geordie or Blairy, if they kicked it into the basketball hoop, he had to go outside and run 5 laps of the oval. Right. Kicked it in, had to run 5 laps. We were all gone before he finished. Oh, mate, it's the funniest thing in the world. So there's my story for the week.
Oh, I like it.
Thank you, friends at Subway.
So, Paulie, he can bench press a house and can't run around the block.
Can't run up and down the street. It's shocking.
Right.
It was funny.
Well done. You did the Subway tagline then, didn't you? Right, it's time for Do You Care? Now, the Pendles podcast. Sam, I'm a little disappointed about what's going on here.
What a silly name, Jock and Journo.
Scott Pendlebury had this to say on his podcast, Jock and Journo, and I think it refers to us.
Now, I understand that your man Adsy is got a little bit shitty. That we're doing this as well, is he? He seems a bit. Has he got a bit sensitive?
The other day, he said, "You guys, why are you doing a podcast for? You do a serious one. We do the good one." I don't know. And I just said, "Well, why don't we do something for both our podcasts? We'll film like a bit of a challenge and we'll release it."
Yeah.
So we're going to do a free throw challenge in basketball.
He fancies himself as a bit of a. I see him.
He did. And I actually, for the first time today, I went out and watched him shoot.
Yeah, hopeless.
And he's got the worst shooting. He headbutts the ball before he releases it.
Yeah.
So he brings it back. And it actually hits him on the forehead. So we're having a shot today. And he had this big red mark on his forehead. Yep. So we're going to have a free throw challenge next week.
A free throw challenge. Right.
The loser will be up for something.
Yeah, let's have a bet.
We don't know what it is yet, but the loser will be doing something for the opposition podcast.
How's the skip?
First off, Scott.
Come on.
Scott, mate. I reckon I beat you. I did beat you. I don't reckon I beat you. We were playing a game. There's about 5 of us. And I ended up winning. So I beat him. Secondly, he complimented me.
Nice.
You just show off. You show off. And thirdly, why do we have to have a basketball shoot-off when he was in the AOS as a basketballer and I'm purely a basketball fan? Why don't we have a game of Xbox on FIFA or we can play a game of 2K? I'm offended. I'm not going to talk to him for the rest of the day.
Stuff him. He's the one under pressure. He was in the AIS in basketball. How much would it hurt
disrespect
if you beat him? I reckon you put in a week's worth of shooting and you'll take him down.
For the people who've never seen me shoot the ball, I don't have the worst looking jump shot. There's a couple guys here who don't shoot the ball overly well. I love you to bits, Adam Oxley, but you have the funniest looking jump shot I've ever seen. And Jeremy Howe, very, 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 very efficient. But it's an uglier looking jump shot than mine. And Pendles. Don't get me started.
Doesn't bounce off your head, does it?
And so I do bloody care about that. And I'm sick of the Jock and Journo. I'm not listening to that podcast ever again.
Righto. We'll fix that. We'll see you soon, Pendles. I'd practice up if I was you.
Yeah,
now,
me
the
too,
AFL.
Scott.
How about this? After round 2, there's 8 teams 2-0
2-0.
and 8 teams 0-2. I kind of care. That's weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
I know. And there's
I
one
care
team,
about weird stuff.
And there's 2 teams 1-1, isn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 18 teams. There you
That's
go.
right. Yeah, 8.
No, that is. That's crazy. Has that ever happened before?
I wouldn't think so.
I don't think so either.
No, I wouldn't think so. I think that's rare. Free kick count in the West Coast and
I
Kilda
did hear
game.
about that.
23-8. I know you can't comment.
No.
I watched the game. Unfair. It was
Was
unfair.
it really?
Yeah, it was unfair. The
The
umpires.
only thing I can see there is the influence of the home crowd, but I don't know. It's just hard to judge. You got to bat the umpire on what they say. Obviously, there's going to be people there who aren't fans of umpiring decisions, but that's why they're there, so it doesn't matter.
Simon Lefland, if you're listening, that is not worth a fine of any kind. Now,
I'm just Simon, legend.
now in the golf, American Lexi Thompson now lost the tournament on television because a viewer picked up a rule breach.
What?
So she was playing in the 3rd round. She marked her ball there. She went to put it back, and then she put it over here. So it was only about an
Is
inch
that
away.
right? Is that, they do that?
No, you are not allowed to do
Did
that.
you see it when she did it?
Oh, you can see it very clearly.
That's
and what she
shocking.
did was probably wrong. But tell you what, golf, I mean, seriously, someone
It's
picks
a
it up.
centimetre to the right. Who cares?
Something happened the day before. I mean, it should be highlighted, but what's going on?
You know what they need to do? Have you ever watched Happy Gilmore?
Yes, I have watched Happy Gilmore.
They need to do. Remember at the end scene when that lunatic drives and smashes that thing, and then the thing falls
Yeah.
in front of the hole, and then he
Yes.
just hits it into the thing, and it rolls down into the hole.
Wasn't very realistic, but I did
Yes,
see
it was,
the
mate. It's
last
real.
scene.
Happy
yes.
Gilmore's amazing. Well, have you ever tried that stroke that he does?
What, through the TV tower?
You know when he lines up, he
No, I
lines up
haven't.
and he runs at it and just whacks it as hard as he can, and the ball goes 400 yards or whatever it is.
The Happy Gilmore? No.
You haven't?
No, I've
Give it a
tried,
go.
but I'm no good at them.
Give it a go. Give
Have
it a
you,
go,
are you
mate.
good at them?
Mate, I don't play golf. I can't even hit the ball properly, so I don't think I'm overly good at that.
Back to this. Do you care that a woman has had a major taken off her because some lounge chair expert has picked up a rule
Yes,
the
I
day
do.
before?
That's
Good.
crap.
I'm glad
That's
you do.
crap. Poor Lexi Thompson. Feel for her.
Good. Hi, Lexi, if you're watching.
I know
Now,
she watches this show.
in the tennis, Nick Kyrgios. We do not do a show
Our boy.
without Nick
Our
Kyrgios.
boy Nick Kyrgios.
We've got to somehow get Guac McGuac
Guac.
into this.
Guac and kill Guac.
Imagine if one day we can get Nick Kyrgios
Guac and Nick.
to meet Guac. What a show that would be.
Oh, Guac and kill Guac. What a man.
Nick Kyrgios loses the Miami Open semi-final to Roger Federer in what was
What a
being
game.
called the best non-Grand Slam
What a
match
game.
ever. Broken the racket, but at least we know he's trying this time
I know.
around.
And he's bringing out the tweener. The tweener
The what?
through the legs. The tweener.
Oh, how good is he
I
with the
know.
tweeners?
You looked at me like, sounds like a Disney character or something. The tweener. Yeah, how good was that? How good was his winner that he hit the other day with
No,
it?
he's a star, and he's getting better, and he's starting to try. And we like triers.
Starting to try.
Yeah.
After how long? 22 years?
It's been a while, but he's
You know
getting
why I
his
don't
acting
care?
gear.
Is because outside of basketball, my favourite sportsman of all time is Roger Federer. What a man. What a man.
3 in a row he's just won.
Oh, he's a star.
At the age of, what,
He's
35 years
I think
old.
he
He's
is.
going to have 2 months off.
Hey, did you see
We'll catch you at Wimbledon.
the hecklers
No, I didn't see
on...
it. Now, I've
you know
heard
how
about
they,
this.
They were heckling
Nick,
cute Nick,
Yeah.
and his wife was on TV, and she was involved heckling him. Did you see it?
Roger's wife.
Roger's wife, it quickly went onto her on the TV, and
Yeah.
then you can see her doing that whistle that the hecklers were doing. And I reckon, because she stopped, I reckon she's
Oh, I like
seen
it.
that she was on the TV, and she
Yeah,
stopped, and she just started,
Twiddling her
you know,
thumbs.
just sitting there twiddling her thumbs, and I was thinking, oh, you cheeky girl.
Alright.
Oh, that was fun. That was
Merca,
good.
it's her name. Merca
Merca,
Federer.
That's right.
Well done, Merca. I
On
don't
Merca.
mind a little bit of spite in the players' box. That's very, very good. And cricket, big changes in
What
junior
is
cricket.
this?
Pitches are going to be shortened, 7 aside. Everyone
That's
gets
a
a bat.
joke.
Everyone gets a bowl.
Is this
More
you wouldn't
bowls on
believe
the
it, or is
pitch.
this an actual...
They're only
This
little
is
kids.
actually happening.
They're only little kids.
They're little kids, 14. 14, mate. That's not little.
Oh, that's not right.
Age 14.
14?
That's, you're old. Your life's almost done at the age of 14.
Mate, when
That's
I was
how old you
14,
are.
there were some kids bowling at about 100 miles per hour.
That's why I stopped playing. I played up until the age of under 13. And there's this one guy, I swear he was quicker than Brett Lee. And I swear, and I just
Really?
was like, nah, cricket's not for
What
me.
was his name? We got a cracker there.
I don't know. I
Right.
don't know.
But he was quick.
It wasn't Guac and Kill Guac, but it was something.
All right.
It was a normal name.
We'll never
Only
get another
Guac's
name
normal.
like that.
Yeah, we won't.
No, we
No,
never
we
will.
will. There are some funny names out there, but not appropriate for this, so we won't say it.
Buddy,
Ah.
thanks again for Sports Galore today.
you.
Everybody out there, make sure you support the boys this Friday night. If you're going up, Take your flags, take your scarves, and take your cheering voice. Buddy, we'll see you next time. Catch you guys as well.
Thanks to our friends at Subway, this has been another episode of Sports Galore. If you've got feedback on the show or you have a topic you'd like the guys to talk about, use the club's official social channels to let us know. Go Pies.